Sure.
There we go. All right, guys. So I'm Dowda. This is the Corner of M and Cube. I'm with Thomas, one of the owners of the Limerick Pub here in Wheaton, Maryland.
Hello.
So I know you're busy, man.
Cheers, sure.
Thanks for taking the time to sit down and do this interview.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So, you know, one of the reasons why I sat down with these guys is because they had a lot of things going on, marketing-wise, and it's just a unique place right here in the heart of Wheaton, Maryland, and I just wanted to showcase that and let you guys know what's going on here. So, you know, just to give context, you know, how long you guys been in business? How long you been in the restaurant industry in general?
This particular place, the Limerick Pub, has been open now since March 7th, 2011. So we're working on finishing up year number 8. We're getting
That's
year
really
number 8
good.
started, so it's pretty exciting, you know, to be in Wheaton for so long. You know, a locally owned, operated place. It's pretty exciting. Personally, I've been in the industry now for over 20 years. Spent the majority of my time downtown in D.C. I was a GM at quite a few big restaurants down there, and worked for a couple of large restaurant groups as well, also downtown. So.
Okay, that's great. So if you guys are not aware, this is an Irish themed bar. Irish pub.
Irish pub.
So like I've never been to Ireland. I don't know too much about the Irish, but just walking in here, it definitely has that, you know, from what I've seen in movies, it has that Irish feel.
Well, that's one of the things about an Irish pub and pubs in general, but Irish specific, is you can go to any corner of the world and you're going to find an Irish pub. I've had Guinness consumed in Iceland, in Japan, in Thailand. You know, all my travels. There's a pub. There's an Irish pub in Nepal.
Wow.
So you can go to just about every country and find an Irish pub. And part of the beauty of being involved with the pub or having one in your neighborhood, that's where the locals go. So if you just want to go and listen to some music, or you want to go have some good conversation or some interesting conversation, depending upon the time of day, that's what a pub is about: finding directions, finding the locals. You know, and that's what we do. That's what we try to strive for anyway. So.
Okay. So let's get into the food. So, because I know you guys have a short attention span. So, if you see this, what do we have here?
This is our non-Irish dish. This is the shrimp po' boy. We definitely very popular dish. We ran it for a special on a weekend, that we took it off. Everybody kind of freaked out, so we went ahead and threw it on the menu. Onion rings, big breaded fat onion rings.
I like those.
Which is real nice too, and the value. You know, it's a good value.
Okay.
And the next dish, Dowda, is this is a traditional dish for the area in the UK and in Ireland. It's a fish and chips. It's a fresh, never frozen cod. With hand-cut fries.
Yeah,
So
look at that fish. Like, it's nice and plump. Like, this is good. You guys know I don't eat meat, so I might have to eat some of this. So, let's also talk about something that, you know, I think is very important. You know, it's February, which is also February.
Yeah, you got it.
So you got a couple of them here. Like, what's the importance of, you know, supporting the local?
You know, again, we're locally owned, locally operated here in Maryland, so we try to feature and focus on local products, you know, the mom and pop guys that are just getting started, and try to get their word out there for their beer in this instance, in this case. One of the things that's been very, very good in Maryland the past few years, beers have been fantastic. Breweries are sprouting up all over the place. I mean, we've got so many of them around us with so much variety. And it's real nice to be able to help them, because they help us. You know, because you make a really good product, and you know, we get people that come back for it. We get folks that go to their breweries. They tell their people, hey, go hit the pub, because that's where we also have beer there.
Okay.
So it's a real nice relationship, a good give and take.
Okay. And what happens where, let's say, restaurants are not supporting the local breweries like they should?
Well, I can't really speak for them. Maybe they get better pricing or better deals with some other folks. I mean, the one thing with the local beers is it's not cheap. You know, it's a lot cheaper for me to pick up a Budweiser or a Miller Lite than it is for any of these fine beers here. So it's a challenge for them as well. You know, especially in Montgomery County, it can be a challenge with the alcohol and the DLC. So.
Okay. Now I'm gonna make a statement, and I feel like everybody can agree with this statement, right? I'm gonna say food is love. You agree with that? Okay. And I would also say that love is passion, right? So we're in the middle of Wheaton, Maryland. This is an Irish pub. Where did your passion come from to help facilitate and bring this to, you know, Wheaton for so many years?
Well, it's the challenge. is definitely part of it. Wheaton in particular. It's a funny little area, Silver Spring. We are technically Silver Spring.
Yeah.
It's an interesting little area here. And the challenge of trying to get a place where folks that are local, our locals and our regulars can go to, be comfortable, have a good time in an atmosphere that isn't necessarily a club-like, that's not a pool hall. No disrespect to the folks that are around us, but something a little bit different. Because Wheaton is hurting when it comes to things that don't involve some kind of Peruvian chicken or fried rice, if you take my meaning.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
It's definitely a challenge.
So I wanna switch gears to marketing a little bit, right? Because one of the things that caught my eye is these guys do a lot of innovative things, especially online, to kind of just energize and remotivate their crowd to come in and visit. So you guys have Marketers with Beer,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It's a podcast.
Yes.
I've talked to many restaurants, interviews, cold calls, drop-ins. They're the first ones I've seen that has a podcast. Why was that important for you guys to bring that here?
Well, we wanted an opportunity again to showcase more of the local products. The Marketers with Beer was a wonderful concept. We're on a little hiatus right now to the spring with that, but the idea being marketing people, just talking about beer, the difficulty of marketing the local beer as we're speaking about now. So we'd bring in the local brewers, they'd come in, they'd talk about it for a little while, but we wanted to give a space rather than having it done at somebody's house or in an office, do it in a bar, do it in a pub, in a place where people are going to drink beer. So and enjoy what's going on. It's a challenge getting a lot of the guests interested in it and trying to get it to be a little bit more interactive. A lot of folks are just kind of just sitting up and looking while they're eating their food, looking up like what the heck is going on.
Right.
But then they started getting into it and learning about the different process of brewing beer, how to market the beer, basically. How is it, you can't just make a product and expect it to sell. You got to market it. And you got to get that hook,
Right.
To get people to pick it up and drop money to do it.
And to speak to that, I feel like, podcasting is something that's new but also old, right? And I feel like as people want to, save time, they'll get further into the podcast that they're most interested in. It's new to them, but, when you want to take a drive and not have to watch something but listen to it, you go on a podcast.
Yes.
And I feel like restaurants, given that there's a lot of conversation, there's a lot of marketing that happens down to the napkins, there's a lot to talk about that somebody could tune in for 5 to 10 minutes and really just dive into that space. So I think that's very good that you guys are doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing that I saw, flash deal was October 30th, right? Have you ever heard of the USA Strategy?
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, good, because I made that up, and I want to get credit. I made that up. You heard it here first. Thomas just co-signed it, right? So it's pretty simple, just like USA, meaning like urgency, scarcity, and appetite, right? So the reason why that flash deal was so innovative to me is because it had all three in 2 sentences, right? It said, I have it right here. It says, only today, which is the urgency, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, come in today, right? And then scarcity, the first 20 people. And if you, showed your receipt that you spent $20 or more, you get a free,
Free pint or dessert.
Pint or dessert. And you didn't say free rice cakes. So that's the appetite. You got to do something that people already like, right? And I also think there's a back part to that, too, where if somebody actually comes in during that day and they're the first 20 and they actually show they spent more than $20, that's a pretty loyal customer.
Yes.
So you start to get a little pool of who's going to react faster to certain things. So I thought that was really good, really very executed, and just don't see many restaurants doing it. Why do you think so many restaurants feel that they don't need to innovate with their marketing?
Well, I think a lot of them have the marketing dollars in the backup to go into the magazines and into print, radio, and all that other fun kind of stuff, and also have their loyal base. I mean, for us here in Wheaton, in particular at the Limerick, we need our regulars, to keep going. We need our little IT department to be able to try to do a few things different to catch the eye, because there's so much going on nowadays. I mean, if you do a special or do something that you want to feature for the weekend, it almost seems like it's in your brain, and then 5 minutes later it's gone because you're on to the next thing as a guest. So we want to try to do something that kind of just a little bit out there, a little bit different, like the Waldo thing. With something like that. Just to try to put a different spin on something.
Right, not to cut you off, but if you're under 21, you probably don't really care too much about Waldo, but Waldo Waldo is one of my favorite books. I loved Waldo. And what they did was they actually, I guess just to get engagement, they had people go on their website and find, was it an Irish hero or Irish? Yeah, Irish hero. And find, I guess, his
Thor,
picture.
basically.
Okay,
Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
Find his picture on the website and get some kind of incentive for doing that.
Yes.
And I thought that was genius because, I mean, one, you're getting traffic to the website. Somebody's going to see an event. Somebody's going to see a special, something they didn't know about. Oh, let me go check that out. Which I'm going to steal from you guys, too.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
it. We had people searching for Thor on the website, and the first one to get in contact with us, we threw him some stuff, threw him a little swag. So you know, whether it be a free pint or a dessert or an entree gift certificate, gift card, you know, what have you, because we're doing something like that now. With chocolate bars.
Okay.
We're actually selling chocolate bars, and they're all stuffed with different types of coupons. So whether
The chocolate bar itself.
yeah, so
that's cool.
we're selling a chocolate bar for $5, and it's got at least a free pint or a dessert in it. A couple of them have $50 gift certificates. There's a couple that have $100 gift certificates inside the chocolate bar.
So it's like a surprise gift.
Exactly. So I mean, you know,
That's
you spend
right.
that $5, you know, you're getting at least a pint, so you're getting that money back.
Yeah, these guys are on it. I told you. This is why.
You get to drink some beer too.
So, speaking about seeing extra things on the website, events. You guys are booked up already till mid-March, till St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Talk about the importance of hosting events, you know, and the challenges that it faces to run a restaurant and have events at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. On Saturdays we do live music here. We used to do it Fridays and Saturdays, but it just got to be too much. So we're doing it on Saturdays now and trying to rearrange our little dining room area for where we have the musicians at while service is going on for dinner, because music starts at 8. You know, in this town, everybody's got to eat at 7 o'clock. I mean,
Right.
nobody eats at 6:30. Nobody eats at 7:30. Everybody eats at 7. So it's definitely a challenge trying to move everything around, get the band set up, not use this door because it's too cold. Everybody coming through the one door, and just get everything to flow. You know, we've been doing it for a few years now, so we've kind of got it down. We know exactly what needs to happen, when it needs to happen, where to seat people at a certain time. To try to facilitate that properly. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's tough. And, you know, switching the music up, too, because we have different bands and different styles of music. It's not all Irish. We do some rock and roll, we do some soul, we do some R&B. So it's
Okay.
a different crowd every week.
Right, and that's important.
So it is a challenge. So.
Yeah, my marketing career actually started in nightlife in DC.
Ah,
So I know how
You
hard
know.
it is to run events, and people think it's easy just to bring people. How hard is it to get people to come enjoy drinks, food, and entertainment? It's not easy.
No.
Not easy at all. So I commend you guys for doing that. So some people watching this right now, maybe operators, maybe managers, maybe owners themselves in the restaurant industry. If somebody asked you advice-wise, you know, what would you say to somebody that wants to get started to build something that has lasted so long like you guys have here?
Don't. Actually, the key, I think, in any restaurant or probably any business is your staff and the people that are working for you. You know, if you treat them good, they're going to treat you good. And, you know, just having respect for the people that work for you, being able to stand behind the people that work for you. You know, these folks here, man, they'll walk through a wall for us, and we love it. We're going on 8 years now. We've got people that have been here since day one. And to create that loyalty and that trust, knowing that they can come to me about anything, that's what it's all about. Because I know my staff, as long as I'm taking care of my staff is going to take care of my guests. And this place doesn't operate without the guests.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that.
Yes, for sure.
So, hey, you know, this is a great interview. If people want to reach you or reach the Limerick Pub, how can they reach you guys?
Well, you can check us out online, obviously, at thelimerickpub.net, or you can get me directly at thanson@thelimerickpub.net. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, or, you know, if you just want to vent, you can vent. You want to say some good things, say some good things. You know, it'd be nice. So.
All right, well, look, the food smells good. It's been filling my aromas the whole time. You already know my name is Dowder. You can reach me at No Doubt About It. This is the corner of M&Q. Thomas, thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
take it easy, guys.
Peace.